Welcome everyone, nice TT bike in today, Planet X. Bike's being sold by its current owner and he's asked me to give it an inspection to make sure the new owner is getting just what they want. So, nice bike. Let's get it on a stand and see what issues we got. So, owner's not really reported any particular issues with it. Obviously he just wants an inspection before he moves it on. So, he did say the gears are not working, so we'll have a look at that for him. And I can feel that there's some play in the headset. But overall, actually, it looks in pretty good shape. So first thing I'm going to do is check the chain for wear. So when I'm checking for chain wear, I use this Unior 1643/4 tool. It's a brilliant tool. You just drop the pin in there, and then you rotate this one, and it's on a cam action, so you can see this moves in and out. Stops on a gauge here to tell you what level of chain wear you've got. Drop it in at 0 and turn the pin. That's on 0. You just turn that until it stops. Don't try and force it. Pull that off and read it. The chain's about 0.6. It's well within spec. Of course, you don't need expensive workshop tools to check your chain. You can buy something like this very cheaply. Put a link below. Basically, it's the same thing. This has got a 0.75 wear and a 1 wear. So if you over 0.75, change your chain. So this is absolutely fine. So if it was worn, that pin would drop inside the chain like this, and it would sit flush on top of the chain, indicating you're over 0.75 wear. And obviously, if you turn it over then and you go over, and you do that on 1, and it still drops through, you're very worn. If you go over 1%, you're going to need to change the cassette at the same time. So being a TT bike, the gear lever's on the end of the arrow extension bars here. Some very old sort of down tube shifters. Very nice action on these, to be fair. He says the gear's not working, so we'll have a look at that now. So let's drop it down to the smallest sprocket. Lovely old Dura Ace rear derailleur on this. This is probably one of the favourite derailleurs. Very, very nice. So let's see how these are shifted. So the shifter's now in its high gear position, and yep, we go down to high gear, no problem. So you can see there's a lot of slack in this cable now. So first thing we'll do is pull that cable through and see if that improves the shifting. So this barrel adjuster here is out, so we're going to screw this pretty much all the way in at the moment. And then we're going to go back out 2 turns. That gives you some adjustment both ways there. So just undo your 5mm and pull some cable through. And that's that. Just put a bit of tension on there. You can feel on the chainstay now it's nice and taut. And nip this back up. Don't do that. What you need to do when you tighten this bolt, if you do that, all you're going to do is smash things. Put your hand behind it and push this hand towards you while you're tightening that bolt. Right, so I'm going to try this shifter now again. That's 1 gear, nearly up to be fair. I just need some more tension so we can unscrew this. That's up. Let's see if we can go down again. Yep, now back up. Up, up. Now on the big chain ring, so pretty nice to be fair. Put that back in the middle of the cassette and we'll change this front derailleur. And again, Dura Ace on the front. Down to the smallest ring, cable fails. Okay, and then back up. That's shifting lovely as well, to be fair. I think that's all I needed, just a tweak on the cable tension. That's shifting fine. Some nice brakes on here as well. These are actually working really well as well. A little bit out of balance, we can sort that out there. 2mm Allen bolt in here, it's totally rounded out, so we'll just move it over with the spanner very gently. Looks good. A different brake on the front, it's got a slower caliper. Very slightly out of balance again. We've got a grub screw on here, we can 3mm says sure, this one should work. So, tiny adjustment. We've got no end cap on this cable, so I'm going to sort that out as well. If you do a lot of work on bikes, get yourself some nice cable cutters. These are Hosans. These are the best I've found so far. Razor sharp Japanese. You can see there's a lot of play in this headset. That's too much really just to adjust out. We're going to strip this down and see what's going on inside there. That's too much. Probably is all it needs, but just be on the safe side, we'll strip it out because there's no internal cables or anything, so it's dead easy to get out. So when you're working on the headset on a stand, I tend to drop it so the wheel's sort of 1 inch or 2 off the floor, and then we've got no danger of the entire fork falling out the bike then. It's just going to hit the floor an inch. If you need to get the fork out, obviously we're going to need to raise it up, but just while we're doing an inspection. So just take this top cap off. It's not been out for a while. See some corrosion in here. This has come undone and lifted out the fork, which is not unusual. So just undo these a little bit. Pull this off. No corrosion. So there's a carbon steerer as well on this one. So you can probably see here, this has come out. This should be flush with the top of the fork here. So you've got sort of 2 or 3 millimeters here, which is the amount of adjustment that we're lacking in the headset. So that needs pushing back down. Bearing's looking pretty good condition, to be fair. There's normally a 6mm Allen key bolt here that you would undo. Screw this back into the center bit and we should be able to just pull it out and reset it. Hopefully. It does feel pretty seized though. I'm going to give that a very gentle tap, supporting the fork at the same time. There you go. And that's out. That's all just corrosion. There's your other piece of the wedge here. What's happened is this 5mm bolt here is seized inside this one, which has got the 6mm that I was talking about. So we need to separate this, then we can reassemble this wedge back into the fork properly, and then this will act how it's supposed to. So let's just see if we can get this out. It is pretty seized. So on your vise, get yourself some aluminium jaws. This is a set I've used for threads before. I've got another set that's not been marked up with threads, so I use this for jobs like this. So just clamp this around that shaft and see if this will come out. Shouldn't be too tight. Yeah, there we go. Plenty of corrosion on that beast. Look at that. Clean this up on the grinder. It's a bit better. But the surface corrosion just cleans off. So now we can reassemble this properly into the fork. Just give this a quick clean as well. That's all cleaned up now. Just reassemble this. Just a little bit of grease on this bolt here. This one slides in here. Wedge goes in the bottom, or top or bottom, don't matter. And this will go into the top. So that's set up now. That will go into the fork. Tighten this down so you can get this flush with the top of the fork, like I was saying. And then we can use the traditional one here to reset the headset. It just drops in now like this. That's where it should have been sitting in the first place, on top of the fork. And then just tighten this down. We do want to inspect this lower headset bearing really, but it's somewhat challenging with these aero bars to get everything out without having a mini disaster. Let's go off a bit. There we go. Again, that's in good condition. I'm just going to clean it up and get some grease in the frame. Check this fork for any potential wear where the headset race has been. Sometimes you get big grooves in here. I don't see anything there at all. That looks great. Just going to get some grease on this race. This headset bearing on and get the fork back in. Drop this back down again. Okay, good. Put this bearing back in. Some more grease before you preload. That will just slide down there. Like so. Top cap. That should pretty much hold it. Well, normally there's no ring in here, so it holds it together to a certain extent. Drop your spacers back on. I'll drop this frame down a bit more now. So that's basically the wheels on the ground now, so that's holding it all to where you should be. Right, good. Clean this off. We're going to put carbon paste on here. It's carbon steerer, so we are using just some fibre grip around here. Don't go crazy because the stem just scrapes off most of it anyway. Drop the stem back on there. Right, now we've got the 3mm that we're looking for, so we'll be able to adjust this headset. Dab of grease on this bolt that was seized. Not seized, but it was pretty damn tight. And we get that going back where it should be now. Just tighten this down. I can see the alignment of the fork as it is at the moment, so I'll get this aligned now. I can't fit my laser on this one, unfortunately, so I have to use my eye. Imagine that. Get your top cap level as well. There's nothing more annoying than riding along with it like this, so get this level now. Alright, now we need to be off the ground so we can feel any play. There's no play in that now, that's perfect. Very nice. Now we can just torque these up. No torque specification on this, so 6 Newton meters is generally fine on these. So it's quite an old bike. It's before they went crazy and started putting torque specs on absolutely everything. Bit of common sense, a carbon steerer. But that's done. Clean any excess grease off that you've added to the bike. A little bit down the lower race. Lovely. Pretty much all this one needs, really, to be fair. I'll say it's just a pre-sale inspection. Obviously there's no major issues with it. Gears needed a quick tweak. Headset, the owner wasn't aware the headset needed adjusting, but that's obviously been done now, so that's in good shape. And so yeah, I think the young lad, 16-year-old in the local club, he's buying this, he's getting a real bargain price on it, let me tell you. So I wish him the best of luck in any time trials he enters on this bike. So thanks for watching.